William Shatner was supposed to be leading humanity's greatest adventure. Week after week, millions of viewers tuned in to watch the crew of the Starship Enterprise boldly explore the cosmos, united by a vision of tolerance, cooperation, and hope. It looked like television's most optimistic dream. But strip away the special effects and the inspiring music, and what you find underneath is something far more complicated. A story of ego, exploitation, physical danger, personal demons, and feuds so bitter they outlasted the show itself by decades. This is the real history of Star Trek, not the version that gets told at fan conventions. The version that cast members wrote about in their memoirs, discussed in interviews, and in some cases carried with them to their graves. It started, as so many great things do, with one man's stubborn, slightly unreasonable belief that he could do something nobody had ever done before. In the mid-1960s, a former police officer and airline pilot named Gene Roddenberry sat down and began sketching out a television series unlike anything that had aired before. His pitch to network executives was deceptively simple: a wagon train to the stars. He imagined a starship crew journeying through the galaxy, encountering alien civilizations, and using those encounters as a mirror to reflect on the real-world struggles of their own time. Race, war, identity, power. It was a Western at heart, wrapped in science fiction, and it was deeply personal to Roddenberry. The philosophy he built around it, IDIC, or infinite diversity in infinite combinations, wasn't just a slogan. It was meant to be the spiritual architecture of the entire show. The bridge of the Enterprise would look like the world Roddenberry believed humanity could become. A black woman at the communications station, a Japanese American at the helm, a Russian officer serving alongside Americans at the height of the Cold War. For 1960s network television, this wasn't just progressive. It was genuinely radical, and network executives were not entirely comfortable with it. When Roddenberry first brought the concept to Desilu Productions in 1964, the studio's co-owner, Lucille Ball, was skeptical. Science fiction was not Desilu's territory. They made sitcoms, but she gave Roddenberry the chance to develop a pilot, and that decision would quietly reshape the landscape of American popular culture. The first pilot, titled The Cage, was filmed in late 1964, at a cost of more than $600,000, an enormous sum for television at the time. It starred Jeffrey Hunter as Captain Christopher Pike, Leonard Nimoy as the logical, pointed-eared alien science officer Spock, and Majel Barrett as the cool-headed first officer. When NBC executives screened it in February 1965, they weren't impressed. They called it too intellectual, too slow, too short on action. The network rejected it. For Roddenberry, it was a crushing blow. But what followed was genuinely unprecedented in television history. Rather than walking away from the project entirely, NBC executive Oscar Katz made the almost unheard-of decision to commission a second pilot. Lucille Ball personally used her influence to keep the project alive. Roddenberry got another shot. But the second attempt came with conditions. Jeffrey Hunter chose not to return, preferring to pursue film work, and Roddenberry brought in William Shatner to command the newly renamed Starship Enterprise. The title itself changed to simply Star Trek, and the opening narration, that famous declaration to boldly go where no man has gone before, was added. Even more pressingly, NBC executives pushed to remove Spock from the cast entirely. They were genuinely worried that his alien appearance would alienate religious viewers in the American South. Roddenberry fought them hard on this, arguing that Spock's detached logic was central to the show's moral dynamic. He won that fight, and in doing so, preserved what would become one of the most beloved characters in television history. The casting of the bridge crew was completed progressively, and each addition carried symbolic weight. Nichelle Nichols joined as Lieutenant Uhura,